So it appears the James Comey indictment may be dead in the water. Like, there's been some, how do you say, inappropriate behavior by the prosecution. Now, if you remember, Donald Trump basically appointed a prosecutor for this, Lindsay Halligan, who's an insurance attorney. She's never prosecuted a case in her life. And he appointed her because the original prosecutor said, no, I'm not doing this. And I can't remember if they quit or were fired, but they said no. So they rushed this indictment of James Comey due to the statute of limitations were close to expire. And what the judge has found is, one, that the prosecutor lied to the grand jury. That's a big no-no. Yeah, she lied to the grand jury on a couple of items, one being Comey's Fifth Amendment rights, and I believe the other one had to do with his Fourth Amendment rights. In addition to that, she carried out this grand jury indictment on her own, all by herself. Apparently, you're not supposed to do that. But what I think is the biggest thing is that it appears that the signed charging document that Lindsay Halligan presented to the court to say he has been indicted, it appears that that document is not the charging document that the grand jury deliberated on. No, that's how it appears. And what that means is basically the form that has been signed that the grand jury supposedly voted on is not the form. It's not the document that they deliberated on. It's not what they voted on. And apparently, originally, they dismissed one potential indictment and said, no, there's not enough evidence here. But they did indict him on 2 other counts. The problem is the document, the charging document, isn't the document that they indicted him on. She created a different one. And what she is claiming is that she created this new charging document, which meant she would have to draft an entire indictment, right? So they had to draft an entire indictment. They had to present it to a jury. They had to give jury instructions. They had to present all of the evidence in the new charging document to the jury. And then the jury would have to have time to go deliberate all of this. And according to Lindsay Halligan, all of this happened in a matter of 2 hours. In a matter of 2 hours, the entire indictment was drafted, presented to the jury with instructions, and then the evidence was presented to the jury, and then the jury went and deliberated on this, and then the jury returned their decision, and then Halligan took that and presented it to the court. And all of that supposedly happened within 2 hours, and the judge isn't buying it. In addition to that, the one person that testified in the indictment was an FBI agent who was apparently privy to information that he was not allowed to have, and testified on that information to the grand jury. Now, I have a couple of friends that are attorneys, and they've both told me that it's a very strong possibility, very, very strong possibility that the entire indictment gets thrown out. And if the entire indictment gets thrown out due to misconduct by the prosecution, then there can be no extension of the statute of limitations. If there was a problem in the indictment that wasn't really the fault of anyone or wasn't created with malice of the prosecution, then they could ask for a 6-month extension on the statute of limitations. But if the prosecution made erroneous mistakes and purposefully did things that were wrong, which appears to be the case here, there would be no extension of the statute of limitations, and James Comey would get off scot-free. I read the 24-page report by the judge, and it's bad. It's really bad. I would not be surprised if this prosecutor is indicted and then pardoned. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I really appreciate all you guys. Please like and share. Thanks.